Everything we do here on this channel is about one thing: learning affordable day trading. Since May of 2019, there's no longer any reason that small and medium-sized accounts should have to put up big money just to learn how to day trade. If you've been looking for an affordable way to day trade where you can create extra income, you've found it. Let's get going with today's featured trade starting right now. We're going to be trading the S&P500 Micro Emini at $5 a point. As you probably know, at 9:30 Eastern Time, the market opens, and I'm putting in this trade at 9:23. My thinking is that I'll be out of the trade before the market opens at 9:30. Of course, you never know, so I'll be ready for anything. I'm going to be shorting one contract of the S&P500 Micro Emini. Let me show you now the news I saw this morning that gave me the opinion the market is going down immediately. This is Monday, June 13th, and just a couple of days ago on Friday, the market hit a new low for the year. The Fed's raising interest rates this week. Bitcoin has tumbled to below $24,000. Remember, earlier in the year it was up to nearly $50,000. Stock futures overnight have really been showing some negative numbers. Let's look at those. Now, just to be clear, what I'm looking at is the implied opening of the markets. The overnight futures are way down in all four of the index futures. Unless you have some experience in this type of trading, you may not know this, but these are very negative numbers. Dow Jones down 517 points. The S&P off 82 points. The NASDAQ an amazing 322.75 negative. Very negative opening. Most people that get into this kind of trading, they traded stocks before, and they're used to the margin requirements of that. This S&P 500 Micro Emini at 38.05 at $5 a point. That's over a $19,000 value. But I only have to put up about $350 in my account to be able, that's the deposit, to be able to trade it. That's the intraday margin, it's called. It's lower from 9:30 until 4 every day than it is in the after-hours market. But that is a leverage now. In stocks, the maximum leverage is 2 to 1. The leverage in this trade is 54.1 to 1. So for every dollar I put up, I'm getting to control about $54 of investment. And that's huge. That's a lot of bang for the buck. That's 25 times the leverage you can use trading stocks. On my Tastyworks one-screen trading, see it, click it, trade it. I just click the bid price and then click the bracket, and I can put in this entry order. I just typed in the numbers. I'm going to sell a contract at 38.04. Remember, this trades for $5 a point. My stop loss order up there is at 38.08, 4 points away, which means I set the loss limit at $20 on the trade. And the target price of $37.90 is a totally arbitrary figure. You can put anything you want in there. The market doesn't care. I'm about to hit the send button on this trade right now at any second. And you may have noticed I'm totally ignoring the MACD. It's a 50-50 coin toss. What's going to happen when the market opens doesn't matter what any technical indicator tells you. Besides, it's up there close to the zero line. Nothing really going on with it right now. As you're learning to trade, remember your computer may be faster than you are, but you're smarter. And we're off. The trade's underway. Did you know there's a false narrative floating around out there? Dozens of them, actually. Some people believe that it's conspiracy, that the big traders are watching you through your webcam and listening to you through your Alexa, and they're coming to get you. Well, Mark Twain said one time, if a fool is arguing with you, just make sure you're not doing the same thing. Okay, this trade's just a baby, about 30 seconds old right now. You may have noticed I moved my target price up from $37.90 down there to $38.00. I'll probably be out of this trade before 9:30. Remember, the time right now is about 9:24, so the market opens in about 5 minutes. We were down about $7.50 there for a few seconds. We're back trading at 38.04 even right now. And as traders, our number one job, as always, is to continue at every opportunity to reduce the risk on a trade. I got out my Tastyworks mouse, moved my stop down to 38.0650. Maximum risk is now 2.5 points, $12.50. The market's trading 38.03. My focus is always on reducing risk on the trade, not how much money I'm going to make. If you don't learn to preserve your capital, then you won't last long enough to be able to learn to trade. Kind of crazy, huh? I recall when you're a beginner learning this type of trading, it seems like you're doing a dozen things at one time. I felt that way the first time I got in a car and learned how to drive, but of course we all did, and now we don't even give it a thought. And that's why I've got my finger on that left mouse button, and it's just habit. I'm sliding that risk up and down before I let go and change the stop order. And I don't hesitate to do it as many times as possible during a trade. There's no charge for changing an order, not in any software with any broker. One of the nice things about trading being a solo sport is you can change orders and think as much as you want because nobody's watching. Just one of the little habits I've formed that helps me maintain focus during a trade. No two traders are ever totally identical, so you learn to play to your own strengths and weaknesses, whatever it takes to succeed. I've been doing this a lot of years, and I'm very comfortable having had moved my stop back up to 3807.50. I don't have to explain it to anybody but myself. Of course, now I recorded the trade and I'm showing you, so that's why I'm telling you that. You remember in the movies at spy school, the first thing they teach a James Bond spy is every time he takes a seat in a bar, he should know where all the exits are. That's actually one of the most frequently asked questions I get. What do I do during a trade if I need to get out instantly? What if I lose my place and I need to run? Well, that's a natural feeling, and you should make sure that you know how to exit a trade right away. If you're not sure, call your broker and make sure that you know that, because there will come a time sooner or later when that could happen, and it's something you always need to know. Know where the exits are. This is not rocket science going on here. It's really pretty straightforward and simple. There's always risk-reward, and like most things in life, you're better off having a balanced attitude. Not too greedy, not too cautious, somewhere in between. And you only learn where that is for you by getting more experience. And that's the learning curve. Every single trader is different. Your job is to learn how to trade like you. Truman Capote once said, you have to be yourself because everybody else is taken. By the way, in the text below this video is a link to a free trade simulation program. No credit cards or anything required. There are no ads on it or anything. Provided by the CME, the Chicago Merc Exchange. This has not been a particularly exciting trade, but it's right before the market opens. Things often get very quiet right before 9:30 when the bells ring. In a moment, I'll show you why I picked this specific trade to show you today. But first, let's count the money. Say if you're new to the channel, this is your invitation to join our 13,000 plus subscribers. Hit the notification bell. You'll get a text or an email each week when we put up these featured trades. Something very special about this trade I want to talk to you about. It's the $18.75. It isn't life-changing money. And I want to invite you to join the channel and stay with us, because what we do here is we teach beginners and intermediate traders, those who haven't traded futures before, we teach them all how to day trade the Micro Eminis. The wonderful part is the barriers are down. It doesn't take $3, $5, $10, $25,000 to do it anymore. You can do it with a couple of grand, whatever you can afford to put into some type of investment that's a little riskier than usual. Now, if you check out these figures right here, you'll find we traded the 1/10 size micro, $18.75. A regular size, you would have made $187.50 and $100 instead of a $10 drawdown. How to learn more than $18.75 is very simple, really. If you want to wake up in the morning and ride your pet alligator up a waterfall before breakfast to make a $1,000 profit before the eggs are done, that's going to take some work. I've done my part. I made over 130 videos. They're all available free right here on the channel. Don't worry, I'm not the kind of guy that's going to pull a rabbit out of a hat and ask you to send me $2,000. I just want to help you learn how to trade in an affordable way, and I'm crazy about this kind of trading, and I love to teach it. By the way, it'll set you back a price of a couple of Chick-fil-A sandwiches. I do have a book that can save you a lot of time and trouble because it tells you what's important, what isn't, saves you a lot of time, keeps you from throwing away your money with bad habits. So you might want to check it out. Thanks. This book has over 300 5-star reviews and a nice picture of the beach on the cover. Thanks for watching this time. I'll see you next week. This is Don Singletary. I hope every day is a payday for you. Thank you.